Yeah. Yeah. Good evening, all. So myself, I'm Vijay. Like I hold 20 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 8 plus years of experience in Python environment. My experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python and Django-based applications. Well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, URLlib, etc. Right? So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not, right? Yes. Yeah. Fine. Thank you. I got enough confirmations, right? Yes. So why Python? Why Python, right? Already we have got many programming languages. Why again Python required? That too, Python is not a kind of programming that is very recently introduced. It was introduced in the year 1989. But why all of a sudden Python has got a great boom? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? What are the reasons which makes it Python suddenly super popular? Yes. So there are many reasons, and Python is a kind of programming which is mostly used today, widely used today. So in many high-end technologies, they are using Python as an implementation language, even in automation applications, in web applications, in animation applications, in gaming applications, embedded applications, networking applications. So in different in desktop applications, right? Wide varieties of applications are getting developed today by using Python. So Python has got the features, right? I'll discuss what are the Python features, but who can learn Python? Who can learn Python, right? There are no prerequisites for learning Python. There are no prerequisites for learning Python. So one by one, again, I'll be briefing you in, right? Just what are the topics I'm going to discuss? I'll be first. Who can learn Python means there are no prerequisites. Anybody can update with Python. Python statements look like normal English statements. They are not as complex as other programming languages. Okay. So I'll just take a task and I'll try to implement the task in multiple programming languages. You can just observe how simple the Python statements as compared with the other programmings. Okay. Okay. Python features. Before that, Python real-time applications. Python real-time applications? What kind of applications are we developing today by using Python? So before you update with any technology, you need to know what kind of applications are getting developed by using this Python real-time applications. Who are using Python? Who are using Python today? Top who are using Python today means topmost applications built using Python and the companies that are using Python and Python special features which you won't see in other programming languages. Python features. Python features and Python comparison with other programming, right? Python comparison with other programming. Other programming and reasons why Python suddenly super popular. For your general queries, I'll be giving time at the end of the session. Yes. Is my voice clear to all? Once again, can anyone please confirm? Once again, can anyone please confirm is my voice clear or not? Everyone, try to confirm, please. So everyone saying it's clear, right? Shubham Shone, it is problem from your side. Once check your audio device. whether it is properly connected or not. Yes. Okay. So yes, fine. Reasons why Python is suddenly super popular, right? Because uh, Python was introduced in the year 1989. Even if you go back in 2010, most of them doesn't know that there was a programming language called a Python. Because even after 20 years, when Python got introduced, also nobody knows that there was a programming language. Especially from the last 5, 6 years, the usage of Python has increased a lot. Especially if you talk about the last 5, 6 years, right? 6 to 7 years, the usage of Python has increased a lot. Why all of a sudden Python has got great boom? Reasons which makes it suddenly super popular. One by one reason we'll discuss it, right? And before you go with before you update with any technology, you need to know current job market of it, Python scope and job market. The scope of Python and job market of Python. Yes, the scope of Python and job market of Python. So this is what I'm going to discuss in today's and tomorrow's session, right? I'll be briefing you about all this. Yes. So starting with why Python. Yes. Why Python? Okay. So I define Python in 5 lines. I define Python. So Python is a general purpose programming. It is a general purpose programming. Hmm. General purpose programming. So before Python, okay, one by one I'll discuss. Python is a general purpose programming. So before Python, there were some programming languages. If you heard about the programming languages like Pascal, you got the programming languages like Pascal, Fortran, COBOL, right? Yes. But those programming languages, they are not used for all the purposes. For example, I was saying that there are some programming languages like Pascal. There were some programming languages like Fortran. There were some programming languages like COBOL, right? So these are purpose-based languages. These are purpose-based. They are used for a specific purpose, not for all the purposes. Pascal, Pascal used for complicated mathematical applications. Fortran for scientific applications, and COBOL for business applications, right? So observe Pascal for complicated mathematical applications, Fortran for scientific applications, and COBOL for business applications. They are used for a specific purpose, but not for all the purposes. But a language which is suitable for developing any type of application, but a language which is suitable for developing any kind of application. Such a language, we call it as general purpose programming. Such a language, we call it as general purpose programming. So Python is such a kind where we can develop any kind of applications like automation applications, web applications, animation applications, gaming applications, desktop applications, right? In this way, wide varieties of applications we can develop. It's not purpose based. It's not for a specific purpose. It is not purpose based, right? So it's a general purpose programming. And Python has got multi-programming features. Python has got multi-programming features. What all the features we see in different other programming languages, all the features we see in Python, because of which we call Python as a hybrid language. For example, a labor example. If you want to launch a new product in the market, for example, you want to launch a new mobile phone into the market. So if you embed all the features what we see in different others, right, into a single piece, so it is going to attract the customers. In the same way, Python is a kind of programming where we see the features of all the other programming languages, within it. That's why we call it as multi-programming language, hybrid language because of multi-programming features. And one more, Python is a high-level language. Observe, Python is a high-level language. Okay, so there are two types of languages. I discuss about these types of languages, like two types of languages. Mainly, there are two types of languages. First one, low-level languages, high-level languages. Low-level languages, secondly, like high-level languages. Okay, multi-level you're talking. Why by multi-programming language means it has got the features of all the other programming languages. What all the programming languages you see, all the programming languages features you see in Python. That's what today it's widely used or mostly used because of this multi-programming features. I'll discuss what are the various Python multi-programming features, right? I'll brief you. And what I'm going to discuss as part of the course, I'll be discussing, right? It's low level languages, right? Like assembly level language or machine level language, assembly level language or machine level languages. These languages, they are not human understandable. They are not human understandable. And secondly, they are not portable. They cannot be carried from one system to other, right? They are not portable, right? Yes. And thirdly, they are machine dependent. They cannot run on all the machines and all the hardwares, right? They are machine dependent. Sorry. Machine dependent. They cannot run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems. But high level languages, right? High level languages. High level languages, example of high level languages like Python. High level languages example is Python, right? So Python is human understandable. The statements look like normal English statements. They are portable. They can be carried from one system to other. And machine independent, can run on all the hardwares and all the operating system. Human understandable, portable, machine independent, running on all the hardwares and all the operating system. Okay, now understood, right? So Python is a general purpose programming, multi-programming features. It has got multi-programming features and it's a high level language. And one more feature of Python, it's a interpreted language. It is an interpreted language. Interpreted language means, okay, just observe this diagram, right? So there compilation language available, interpretation language is available. Compilation, interpretation. Compilation example like C language. Interpretation example. Interpretation example like Python. In the case of compilation languages, if you have got some lines of code, it will execute all the code at once. It will execute all the code at once and displays the errors, if any. In the case of Python, right? In the case of Python, if you have got some lines of code, It won't execute all the statements at once, statement by statement, statement by statement, which makes debugging easy, right? Python is a interpretation language and general purpose programming, multi-programming features, high-level language, interpreted language, and user-friendly programming. It's a user-friendly programming, right? Yes. User-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming language, which provides simple syntaxes which looks like normal English statements. Yes. So Python is so I defining Python in 5 lines. General purpose, multi-programming language that's got high level, easily understandable, portable, and machine independent, can run on all the features. And interpreted language which makes debugging easy, like statement by statement execution, right? And user-friendly programming or programmer-friendly programming, which provides simple syntaxes which looks like normal English statements. Now observe here. Now I'll discuss what are the Python features. How user-friendly? How user-friendly means 100 lines of Java code. You can write within 15 lines in Python. 15 lines of Java code. You can write within 3 lines in Python. And the two, the statements of Python looks like normal English. In the tomorrow session, I'll show you, I'll take a task and I'll try to implement the task in multiple programming languages. You can just observe how simple the Python statements looks like normal English as compared with, right? Okay. And talking about the multi-programming features, right? Yes. So you won't see all the programming features in Python in different other languages. Only in Python you can see different programming features, hybrid features. So Python has what programming features, right? Like procedural oriented programming features, procedural oriented programming, procedural oriented programming features. Example like C language, it has got the features of C language. Next, it has got the features of object oriented programming. It has features of object oriented programming. Example C++, and Java. It has got the features of scripting. It has got the features of scripting features like Linux shell script. Yes, it has got the features of C++, and Java. It has got the features of scripting. Example like shell script. It has got the features of shell script, and it has got the features of modular programming. It has got the features of modular programming. Yes. Example like modular 3. Just like C language, like C++, like Java, like shell script, like modular 3. We can develop different varieties of application. We can develop different varieties of applications using Python. Okay. So once again, I say, right, for learning Python, no need to have the knowledge about C or C++ or Java or this. So as part of the course, I'll be discussing procedure oriented with Python, object oriented with Python, scripting, and modular programming with Python. Okay, fine. If you talk about this programming language like Java, Python and Java are the two major programming languages which are used for enterprise applications development. So, but the Java developers or programmers are strictly restricted to use only object-oriented programming. Without object-oriented programming, you cannot write a Java program or an application. But in Python, without object-oriented, with procedural-oriented, with modular programming, we can develop different varieties of applications. We can develop different varieties of applications, right? If you talk about this Python and Java, if you go back like 10 to 12 years, like 10 to 15 years back, right? Like 2010, Java is the mostly preferred. It's the king of that programming, right? Was mostly used. It's 43% usage in the industry, right? In 2010 or 12, but Python, mm, it was just 3% used in 2010. But later, after 10 years, 2020, right? The usage of Java has decreased. The talk of the industry like data science, machine learning, deep learning, AI, all this, the implementation goes in Python. Java is never preferred for those kind of automation applications. So 19% used and Python 31% used. At the end of the session, I'll be showing you some graphs. I'll open Google and show you, right? The percentage of usage of different programming languages, right? And which is the number one ranked programming rankings? What are the different rankings for the programming language? Mostly used programming language, the number one ranked programming language in the market. So here in 2020, the usage of Python increased to 31%. So year by year, the usage of Python is increasing a lot, right? Okay. Now, so even scripting, writing Python scripting is very simple and easier as compared with complex shell script, right? And modular programming, right? Python has got a great boom today because of this modular programming. So the because of this module, so Python is supporting nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules. 89,300 inbuilt modules for different environments, right? So whatever the environment you are from, whatever domain you are from, Python is providing a module for every environment, not only for computer applications, for civil, for electronics, for all the different modules, like thousands of modules it is providing. For example, if you're from networking or testing or for data science or for big data or for databases, Python is providing separate modules. And even for every database, it is going to provide a module. And Python connecting with the database is very simple here, not as other programming languages. And if you want to work with different types of files, normal files, like Excel files, CSV files, JSON files, XML files, PDF files, by writing Python code only, we can generate those files. I can generate PDF files by writing Python. I can generate Excel files by writing Python code. Yes. Okay. And even, yes. And for mathematical operations, we have got math model for statistical operations, for generating graphs, normal graph, bar graphs, histogram, scatter plots, stack plots, any types of graphs we can generate by using Python. So thousands of modules, inbuilt modules Python is providing for different domains. No? And what kind of applications are we developing today by using Python? Python real-time applications. So before you update with any technology, you need to know why Python real-time applications. What kind of applications are we developing today by using Python? Python mostly used in creation of web application. Lot of web applications are getting developed using Python framework, like Django is the most important framework of Python. So using which at a rapid speed you can develop a web application. And it has got its own database like SQLite 3. It has got its local database SQLite 3, and also it can connect with any other databases like MySQL. like Oracle, DB2, SQL Server, all this, right? It has got its own application server. No need to write the Python code. Automatically, it will generate all the .py files required for your project. Okay. So at a rapid speed, you can develop web applications using this Django framework, and this web applications can be created. And automation applications. Python mostly used in creation of automation applications. Lot of automation applications using technologies like data science, using technologies like IoT, using technologies like DevOps, right? Right. So if you talk about this IoT, it is a physical network or device embedded with software, sensors, electronics for exchanging data, for collecting data and controlling the things from the place where we are, right? Yes. So IoT, in a simple way, electronic devices connecting and communicating with each other. 90% of the coding here is Python. Here for data science, everything will deals with the data. Data has got experience, data has got future reference. Using data or data science, we perform data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clustering, data recommendations. It's a blend of technique. The main technique what we see in data science is ML, machine learning, right? So we have got many ML techniques. We have got many ML techniques like regression, classifications, clustering, recommendation, pattern matching. For all these techniques to implement, we require a language. So Python is the mostly chosen, mostly used programming for ML, DL, machine learning, deep learning kinds of techniques, right? Yes. And even in the DevOps environment, writing automation script using Python. Python is the one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of libraries. And apart from this, Python is also used in another major area like big data applications. Huge amount of data is getting generated today. Yes, like if talk about the social media like Facebook, like Twitter tweets and Google queries and YouTube videos uploading, Gmail messages. What should be the storage capacity to store all the messages? Everywhere we see like huge data. So for this huge data, we have got some big data technologies, right? Like Hadoop and Spark, especially like Spark, very high speed processing technology. So which is implemented using Python, we call like PySpark. So which has got very high demand in this market. And apart from this, for graphical user interface or for animations, for graphical user interface or for animations. Like we have got PyQt, TK intermodules available. Yes. And apart from this, Python is also used for scientific applications. Python also used for scientific applications. For scientific applications, we have got CP. We have got okay, for scientific applications, we have got CP. Yes. And even for numerical analysis. And for numerical analysis, we have got NumPy module. Ashish Ranj, please be in mute. Numerical analysis, we have got NumPy module. Ashish Rahinj, right? Please be in mute. Okay. Numerical analysis, we have got NumPy, and for game development, lot of games are getting developed today by using Python. Especially for developing games, Python is providing a framework called Pygame and also PyCora. another framework given by Python for developing games. And also for 3D games, Python is providing PySoy. Apart from this, for scheduling tasks, for Python is used for scheduling tasks. Yes, for scheduling tasks, we got Python providing Airflow, and for testing or for test cases. Testing or for test cases. Yes. And even for software development, Python is also used for software development. Software developers make use of Python as a support language. And for business applications, for Python is one of the best choice for developing e-commerce websites. And one of the hottest application of Python, like database applications. Without database, there is no web application, right? So it can connect with any database. And also it is used for networking applications. For networking applications, not only separate model, a separate framework like Twisted, Twisted Python, right? Twisted Python. And apart from that, Python is used for web scraping, scraping the data from different websites, harvesting data from different sites. And for audio video applications today, Python is mostly used. Audio and video applications, Python. And apart from this, for embedded applications, Raspberry Pi, Raspberry Pi, Raspberry Pi, one of the famous embedded application which uses Python script. And apart from this, Python is also used for CAD or 3D CAD applications, computer-aided designing, right? And also for computer vision, for face detection, color detection, and object detection, right? Yes. And for data analysis, for robotics, and for desktop applications, single user applications, console applications, right? Yes. Yes. Just I'll take 5-10 minutes more. So before that, so this in this way, many applications we have got many applications where Python is preferred. Not only this, like for automations, for web applications, for scientific, for numerical analysis, for game development, for scheduling tasks, for networking applications, CAD applications. Mm. Apart from this, right? And who are using Python today? Who are using Python today? Topmost applications built using Python. Topmost applications built using Python. Who are using Python today? Topmost applications built using Python. Google, Google using Python for its web search system. Google is one of the best example of Python web application. Google web crawling is first written in Java. It was rewritten in Python. And YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Yahoo using Python. Instagram built using Python. The prime reason for Instagram for choosing Python, Python practicality and hybrid features. And Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python and ML, right? Yes. And some other applications like Quora, Reddit, Pinterest, Dropbox, all these they are built using Python. Apart from this, the popular OTT platform Netflix using Python for its security automation and subscription related things. MMOG, massively multiplayer online games. Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python script. iRobot for military and commercial operations. BitTorrent using Python for its file sharing service. And companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they use Python for hardware testing purpose. Yes. So these are some of those examples, right? Where companies using Python, topmost applications built using Python, right? Are reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. First thing is most of the programmers or developers are attracted towards Python, migrating towards Python because of this very less coding and also simple syntaxes given by Python. Simple syntaxes given by Python. The syntaxes of Python looks like normal English statements. They're not as complex as other programmings. Multi-programming features or hybrid features Python has got where you won't see in any other programming. And apart from this interactive mode, we can easily interact with Python statement by statement. For every statement, it gives response, right? So for example, here in the search, type CMD. Okay. And if you type Python here and say enter, the Python version will be displayed and three arrow symbol, right? Python interpreter gets opened. Any valid Python statements you can type. 23 into 47. X is 10. Y is 5. What is X? What is Y? What is X plus Y? X minus Y. X into Y. No need to define the data types. X by Y. X equal to hello. Printing hello for 3 times. X into 3. X into 5. Just say quit to come out of this, right? Okay, in this way, any valid Python statements you can type and you can interact. You won't see any complex statements here. It looks like normal English statements. Okay, interactive mode and wide varieties of applications we can create. Just now I discussed about all those, right? Wide varieties. Wide varieties of applications. And many built-in modules. Many built-in modules. 89,300 inbuilt modules Python is providing where you cannot see in other programming languages. So, so these are the reasons which makes it suddenly super popular, right? Now I'll just open Google. I'll take 5 minutes more. So I'll just open Google and show you, right? The mostly used programming language, the number one ranked programming language, and just say popular coding language. Popular coding language. So you can see these results, right? Which is mostly used. The most popular coding language. Can you see the most popular programming languages? Python stands first. Next comes Java, other languages. Next, Python remains the most popular programming. Python remains the most popular. Right? Python, Java, JavaScript. And if you see Python, most popular programming languages used by top 25 unicorns. Python, Java, JavaScript, right? And most indeed programming language of 2022. Python, Java, JavaScript. Most popular programming languages, Python, JavaScript, and Java. And even in 2021, right, you can check this. Python is the number one. Next comes Java, JavaScript, all this. And if you see the ranking wise, see the rank, Python is the number one rank. Next comes Java, JavaScript, and other programming languages. And see the number of top 39 US computer science departments that use each language to teach introductory courses. Python is mostly preferred. Next to Java. Okay, if you go up, see this a big see this with the different types of programming languages in the industry. Python mostly used with 31%, Java 19%, C++ 9, Ruby 7, C 6%. And if you see that salaries also, right? Average salaries for Python stands first, next to JavaScript to Java. Ranking by job openings, volume of job openings. Python and SQL stands first in the job openings, right? And is what is the course content I'm going to discuss as part of this course, right? Starting with Python in brief in detail, right? So Python basics, why Python, history of Python, applications, features, advantages, versions, in flavors of Python, Python operations, modes of execution, interactive mode, batch mode, data types, constants, variables, comments, input output statements, type conversions, comments in Python, escape sequences, strings in Python, string indexing, operators in Python, right? Arithmetic operators, comparison operators, logical operators, assignment operators, shorthand operators, right? Different types of operators, membership, identity. Python IDEs. In real time, we use IDEs, right? Different types of IDEs. PyCharm, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, NetBeans. So I'll be showing you in multiple IDEs, flow control statements, looping statements, string indexing, string slicing, string functions, string methods, string special characters, right? Collections in Python. Python list, Python properties, list indexing, list slicing, list functions, list methods, nested lists. Similarly, for tuple properties, tuple indexing, tuple operations, tuple addresses, tuple functions. Python sets, set properties, sets creations, set operations, set functions, set addresses, set mathematical operations. Python dictionaries, right? Dictionary operations, dictionary functions, methods, functions in Python, different types of functions, lambda function, reduce function, map function, filter function, zip function, different types of arguments, default, non-default, keyword, non-keyword, modules in Python, different ways of importing, renaming, reloading, package in Python, errors and exceptions, file handling, object-oriented programming concepts in brief, regular expressions, and some models related to different domains, some related to data science, some related to database, some related to big data, some related to graphics, some related to operating system, database access, Python datetime, OS module, advanced concept, graphical user interface, Excel workbook, data analytics, introduction to data science, Python pandas module in brief, NumPy model in brief, and matplotlib. So 30 topics in brief it will be discussed. And apart from that, people who wants to go for full stack web development, right? So you will be going with Django, introduction, web frameworks, Django installation, Django project architecture, Django application creation, Django views, Django templates, Django admin, Django models, advanced concepts. And 15 to 20 applications you'll be developing along with me parallelly, right? In Django. And UI technologies also will be discussed, right? HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, in brief, and JavaScript. So this is what, so just observe this. So you can compare that course content with other training sites we'll be discussing in brief, right? And here, first Python, Python core, Python advanced, Python application wanted models, nearly like 70 hours I'll be spending, like 2 months duration. And 5,000 is the fee structure. It's an offer batch. Apart from that, people who wants to go for full stack, you'll be given knowledge on this web development technologies, UI technologies like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript. Apart from this, Django framework, Python framework with 15 to 20 applications creations and REST API and project. So all this, right? So it takes 60 more hours, 2 months. The fee structure is 7K. If you are going, it's 5 plus 7, it's like 12K. But if you're taking entire like a package, a full stack package with single payment, it's like 10K, right? You're going separately 5 and 7, and it takes 4 months duration, like nearly 70 plus 60, 130 hours. Even if you are not able to spare this much of time, 4 months, then Python from Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there'll be some weekend batches available. Those we can attend parallelly. This web development is Django on this, right? And the offerings, you'll be getting the recorded video, daily session, recorded video you'll be getting, and soft copy of the notes to your mail IDs, and assignments and tasks to work with. Then only you can build your own code, and a WhatsApp group for technical discussions, right? So the timings of this batch, once again, let me make it clear. For the first 1 week, will be at 10 p.m. It starts at 10 p.m. Later, it will be at 9 p.m. It starts at 9 p.m. Right? For the first 1 week, it will be at 10. Later, it will be at 9 p.m. Right? So any queries you got, as it's a demo session, I was speaking most of the time. But in normal sessions, for every statement I type, you'll be responding with the expected output, right? Yes. Any queries from your side, anyone? Any queries you got, you can just unmute yourself and you can ask the queries. Yes. One project will be discussed at the end, right? Kirtana. So tomorrow, day after tomorrow also, people can attend the session same time at 10 o'clock using the same link to see more on this, right? Any other queries? So from the tomorrow, we'll be going with the technicals of Python, Python basics. So people who are from non-programming or zero program, you can just check how the Python coding looks. The tomorrow session, I'll just compare it with the other programming, right? So if there are no other queries, if I'm done with your queries, then I'll sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow at 10 p.m. with the same link, right? Yes. Okay, fine. Yes. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Meet you tomorrow. Bye. Bye.